This is all the best new games that have an English version, and I'm sure you all will enjoy the gameplay, and also I guarantee all kinds of phones will be able to handle this game perfectly in a great games performance. Please help this video get 200 likes, thanks. Top 10 Best New Games Mobile 2024, Small Size New Games for Android and iOS 2024. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Mutation. I'm surprised that we finally have a new game action RPG in hack and slash gameplay. Actually, the main games is a roguelike games where we can pick one free new abilities to learn and will increase our strength significantly. Our main hero will hold a sword as the main weapon. We cannot change any weapon, but we can boost our power by getting it on the NPC that will appear in a safety zones. So we need to get more in-game gold to build up our hero. There are tons of enemies that will approach us, but we are not alone actually, because there is an ally that will support us and we can summon his skill to help us deal more damage. I love how fast and dynamic the combat is. Such a pleasure to face the boss enemy because he will turn into an aggressive mode or trigger mode when his HP gets lower. Always try to keep your concentration on because the enemy's determination will increase significantly on every attribute status. This game is the best new game online Android. Mutation Small Size Game Mobile 2024. Quest. This is a new games offline, and I think everyone should play this game if you love to play an adventure casual gameplay. Such a unique mechanism where we should control the hero by navigating 3 buttons only. They are left and right button and also forward button. At the very beginning, I'm sure you will have a hard time to master it, but trust me, it will getting more simple afterwards, as the main hero will wield a huge sword in front of our hero. Try to lock the target in precision angle to stop them and get some in-game gold. It's not about killing the monster only, but we also need to solve some puzzle to pass through the obstacles or open up the new paths. Active and passive skill will be learnable when we reach a certain mission. The characters can switch a variety of skin to change the appearance. The whole main story will explain the prologue, so we just need to take some action on playing it. Always try to build up your preparation of items while we are in the city by asking the NPC there. Seriously, this is the best new game Android and new best game offline mobile. Fora Saga action adventure. As we all know, the older we live, the busier we'll become. But as a gamer, this hobby will push ourselves to get a satisfaction by playing a game. This is one of the best new games that are playable to play in relaxing mode, which we only need to manage every single action just by one finger, which the game runs perfectly from a portrait perspective. The gameplay is pretty easy to play in combat. While we are hunting the monster, we just need to come closer into the incoming enemies and let the hero attack them idly. The skill will unleash randomly without consuming any energy. The combat will start within 5 minutes in estimate times. We need to clear every single monster to win the game. Sometimes we'll need to find some materials to build up new buildings while we are in the city. The materials are pretty easy to find along the journey, like some wooden tree and also some red crystal. The building we made will give a huge contribution to the hero status and attributes points. The game size is only 268 MB in total. The best new game small size for mobile. Home Planet and Hunters. Surely this is the best new game Android in pixel art style game so far. The game is on beta testing now, but I already know how the gameplay is, and it's totally I would like to appreciate the developer for such an amazing gameplay. Actually, it's not casual and it needs more time and effort to win every single combat because we need to always scan the allies and move their spot into a safer position to protect their HP. The combat action will feel so much better because we can freely get weapons after killing a certain enemy, pick up the loot items, and our active skill will be adjusted then. We should play it manually and know how to play at all. That's why we must lock the target by ourselves and manage your best strategy based on which enemy is the weaker one. There is a talent system that would be real good to learn, as well as the equipment. The attention to detail is the next level, even if all of our heroes will change the appearance based on the armor or weapon we are equipping on. This is the best new game online Android iOS 2024. Zombie State Shooter. Zombie State Shooter. This is a new game offline that you can only play it through to turn off the connections while in-game. So there is a small trick that allows you to play it offline. When we start the game, we only need to turn on the connection on the main menu only. Then we can freely play it offline and continue your mission until the end. The gameplay is absolutely challenging. We will fight against the aggressive zombies that will respawn in a specific number. So our mission is need to kill every single zombie we face by using 3 different guns. Sometimes the zombie will drop a gun that we can loot and use it by switching the gun. Each of gun will have their own power and different strength. Try to use the dash button to avoid the incoming attacks. At the last stages, we will face the huge zombies boss and need to aim for his head to deal an extra damage. Every time we pass through the stages, then we are able to select one of the 3 new abilities. This is the best new game mobile offline game for Android 2024. Disaster Rebirth. Disaster Rebirth. This is a new pixel art game that I think is pretty simple at all. I'm sure you will think we don't need a lot of effort to play, but actually when you try it and get a higher level, then you will realize how difficult the game will become. We need to try on maintaining the energy to select the best strategy on development and deployment. Each hero that you are deploy will determine your winning chance to become higher or lower because the enemy will have their own weakness. The main mission is we need to defend our car as our base. The base will have an estimate HP, so we need to block the zombies' ways to prevent the incoming attacks. The longer we play, then we will recruit more heroes. Each of the heroes will have a different fighting range, long range or close range. If you are lucky enough, then you will respawn the trigger heroes on your allies. You can play this best new game offline mode. Fail for Strategy RPG. Fail for Strategy RPG. The game doesn't have any visual combat, it's totally a simple graphic. No wonder the game size is only 159 MB, which I'm sure every single phone spec can handle the game perfectly. Let me tell you how the gameplay works. We need to combine 3 of the same hero fragments to obtain a new hero, and we can use the hero to fight against the monster on the portal. But before you do it, make sure you combine as many item pieces as possible to create a new equipment and equip it on your selected hero. The combat mechanism will run automatically. We cannot do anything, so we can see the result and decide how strong our heroes are. I love that the game's art style is really unique with a beautiful color combinations. This is the best small size game mobile RPG with a strategy base in 2024. Risk of Rain Hostel. Risk of Rain Hostile World. Get ready for the new best game action RPG for mobile. The game's storyline is about fighting the alien around the space on the strange planet. We can use some weapons which are guns to deal damage. We don't need to touch any basic attack, but we need to keep moving our hero while in the combat. It's a great way to survive from a surrounded monster that will approaching us from any directions. The dash button will help us a lot to avoid it. But also try to aim your ultimate skill in the right position where the enemy gather and places it there to destroy a larger enemy of the enemies at once. When you summon a new hero to the battle, then we can swap between them and pick the bigger health points left to make sure we can reach the end of these stages. We can go to the spaceship whenever we want to interact with the other NPC and strengthen your hero's combat power through items. Just to inform you, while in-game we will frequently need to download some extra data in a small size, and I think it will be fine for you then. Risk of Rain Hostile Worlds is the best new game ARPG, Android and iOS 2024. The Legend of Jaffa Brownie. The Legend of Jaffa Brownie, such an interesting new adventure game we have now. This new game has been released globally and we can enjoy the game now on the Play Store in any country. The game has a casual gameplay anyway. We will play as a brownie cookie who's trying to save the world through the adventure. Our main weapon is a sword that is used for slashing the enemy. By using a basic attack, we can deal an area of effect range at once, so it doesn't matter when we face more than one enemy at the same time. The game mission is we need to always find a way out by solving a variety of puzzles. The puzzle is quite balanced because we can get a hint by asking the NPC and they will tell us the way to solve the puzzle then. Luckily, the game has an English version, so I'm sure you guys can understand and enjoy the game. Always try to find the checkpoints before you jump into the next adventure. This is the best new game offline, Android and iOS. Biozombie of Evil 2. Biozombie of Evil 2. I don't know exactly if this game has finished at all or is still in beta, because I think it still has a chance of updating the game in many ways. Honestly, the game's feature is way too simple, it doesn't have any storyline, and the main mission is quite monotone. We just need to kill every zombie to win the game and get ready into the next stages with more zombies will appear. The gun we are using is a basic gun weapon actually, but it's pretty effective at killing the zombies. The developer should add more action and features where we can obtain new guns through destroying some objects or after killing the zombies, but overall it's okay because the game size is too small. It's about 82 MB and playable offline. This is the best low size new game Android 2024. Buddy Arena. Bonus Buddy Arena. This is the best new multiplayer game with a mobile-based game. The game has a top-down view perspective and allows us to play in a team and invite the other friends. Every player is able to bring 3 pets into the combat. The pets are switchable and can be summoned in a short period of time. Every pet will have their own active and passive skill, so make sure we summon one of them in the right timing to make a great strategy and kill the entire enemy. Try to get a higher score and avoid the enemy's attack by hiding in the bush. It will help us move out of sight. This is the best new games online multiplayer games for mobile in a small size. Hopefully you all enjoy my games list and get your new best game to play in 2024. Of course, that's playable for low-end phones. Please help this video get 200 likes. See you on the next video. Thanks.